Sometimes people have a question for me about the this on my wall, and I want to talk about this in a second. But first, I want to draw a distinction between this and that. I wasn't sure about the technical definition of these two words, so I pulled them both up on dictionary.com, and I've got them here as a cheat. I'll spare you the walkthrough, but they're almost identical. I mean, to look at them, to glance, you'd think it was the same word. They're both used as a pronoun, an adjective, and an adverb, and the language used to describe them is nearly identical if one's not paying attention. The call out is what seems obvious to anyone listening to this, which is that which is this tends to be near, and that which is that tends to be far. But there are tons of exceptions to this. It would be totally normal to see something approaching from a distance and ask a person or yourself, what's this? Without confusing anybody about the fact that that object is at some distance. Similarly, I could hold something up in a debate as proof that you'd lost the debate. What is that? What is that right there? I mean, that. I might be pointing at that. That is literally in my hand, whatever that is. We're having an interesting argument about this invisible thing. So it gets a little muddy. This can actually be at a distance, and that can be quite close. And then it brings up the whole question of at which distance does this become that? Is it the end of my hands? But what if I'm holding something up to show you? What were you looking for? That. Well, now it's the distance between my face and the object. So that helps us a little bit. Generally, we understand that that is far and this is near. But if we look at a different metric, if we're talking about space and time and we move into the time factor, that is almost never what is happening now. Unless I frame it like this, that which is unfolding presently. Okay, that is now the present moment. But typically, when we talk about that was when this happened. That's when so-and-so did this. That is not the present moment. It is a past moment. But it can also be a future moment. That will happen tomorrow. That's going on next week. Now, sometimes we'll get clever and say, this event occurs next Sunday. But similar to the distance situation, it's more normal to say, that is over there. What's that? Right? We do that to be a bit clever with language and change things up. Never guilty of this myself. So this and that are generally dividing what is present and what is not present, what is near and what is not near. So to answer the question that you may not have asked, what is this? First, I want to tell you this is not any kind of social commentary on my videos. It's there for me as a reminder. I know it's kind of hip to respond to a post on social media with great support. This, right? Whatever this person has shared or said has gravity. That's not what I'm going for. The reason I have the word "this" on my wall is because there is a man named Luangpur Sumedho. Luangpur is a venerable character in the Buddhist circles. He was once known as Ajahn Sumedho, and long before that, he had an American name, which is he came from the U.S. He's lived in many places, but one of Sumedho's contributions to those who would find what he says interesting is this definition of now. It's kind of trite for one to say that now is all we got. Now is all that matters. All we have is this present moment. Now is it. Now is everything. Right? The Power of Now. It's a great book, by the way. Yeah. But the question then remains, what is this now you speak of, person? And to the unasked question, Sumedho's response, which the gravity of which lands in the silence that follows it, is now is like this.